how you guys doing? Welcome to Glow Grace Era. I'm Jessica Kahainoy. And guess what, you guys? I came across a video. I said, you guys have to see this. I don't know if it's true or not, but they are saying that in this video, Tamar is revealing why she slept with Birdman behind Toni Braxton back. Yes, why Tamar slept with Birdman behind her sister back. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. So let's watch this video. I'm going to react to it. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And I want to know, do you guys believe this? Put it in the comment section. I got to know how y'all feeling about everything you guys see in this video. So let's watch.
Tony's. You slept with them a few times.
Man.
Do not get the lead.
Oh, bitch. You know, down there, bitch.
Oh, you such a liar. Such a liar.
This man, he said he
You know that's a lie.
I swear to God.
That's a lie. Which daughter are you trying to?
Now listen, y'all, when it comes to the Braxton family, peace don't ever last too long. You can light a candle in that house and it'll still smell like drama before the wax even melts. And this time, the storm came from the one person Toni Braxton never thought she'd have to guard her heart. Against her own sister, Tamar Braxton. It all started with a clapback that went too far.
Tawanda, baby, I love her to pieces. But hide your stuff when she come over, because she snatched the wig off your head when you looked the other way. She's super sneaky, clever, and crazy.
Cameras were rolling, voices were raised, and Tawanda Braxton, who always keeps a secret or two locked up like trophies, finally snapped. She leaned forward, eyes blazing, and said those words that froze everyone in the room. You steal. I don't steal anything. You don't? You stole, man. What? Who the man that I stole? Tony's. You slept with him a few times. Child, you could have heard a pin drop. Even the background music seemed to stop mid-beat. Tamar Braxton's jaw locked. Her eyes went wide. You're such a liar, she shouted, shaking her head like she could make the words disappear. But deep down, you could tell those words hit somewhere real.
Which, mind you, how good of a sister can you be for you to know this information and not tell it until someone makes you mad? Like, you didn't tell Toni about Tamar sleeping with her ex until Tamar calls you out for being a thief, which you've been a thief before, so Tamar telling this wouldn't be that too far off.
And when the internet got hold of that clip, you already know it was over. Tamar Braxton slept with Toni Braxton's man. The headline had every blog, every gossip page, every group chat on fire. But what people didn't realize is that this wasn't some offhand comment. Tawanda Braxton had been holding on to that secret for years. She waited for the perfect moment to throw it like a grenade. See, it started when Tamar called Tawanda out for stealing money and using her credit cards without permission. Tamar said she even helped pay Tawanda's house down payment. Tawanda didn't deny it. She just changed the subject. And when she realized Tamar had the upper hand, she reached for the dirtiest weapon in her drawer. You talk about stealing, she said. You've been stealing something too. Tony's man. That's when everything broke loose. Tamar flipped. She threw her hands up, stormed out, came back, started crying, started yelling classic Tamar Braxton chaos. But the real damage wasn't on set. It wasn't Toni Braxton's silence. Because when Toni heard it, she didn't scream. She didn't throw shade. She just went cold. People close to her say she didn't believe it at first. But once the clip went viral and fans started digging, the name Birdman started trending right beside Tamar Braxton, and you already know why. There was that versus night. Birdman was on stage with Cash Money, performing like the boss he is. Toni Braxton wasn't there, but her sister Tamar sure was. Dressed like she owned the night, cheering louder than anyone, walking around like she was first lady of Cash Money. Cameras caught everything, her wiping sweat off Birdman's face, whispering in his ear, laughing like she knew something the rest of us didn't. Fans saw the footage and lost it. That's not sisterly behavior, one wrote. Where's Toni Braxton while all this is happening? Another posted. And before the night was over, hashtag TAMAR and Birdman was trending right next to hashtag poor Toni. But here's where it gets even crazier. Some fans dug deeper and found old rumors linking Tamar Braxton to Carrie Lewis, Toni's ex-husband. Now, whether that's true or not, it painted a picture that was hard to clean up. Because when there's smoke around the Braxtons, baby, there's usually a bonfire hiding underneath. What makes it worse is the reason people say Tamar did it. According to insiders, this wasn't about love. It was about power. Tamar Braxton has always lived in Toni's shadow, the fame, the Grammys, the iconic voice. Tamar wanted her own light, her own validation. And what better way to prove you can be her equal than to have the man everyone thought was off limits? Now, does that make it right? Absolutely not. But in that world of flashing cameras and broken promises, ego can feel stronger than blood. When Tawanda dropped that accusation, it wasn't just sister drama, it was revenge. Because she'd been called a thief, embarrassed on camera, and backed into a corner. So she aimed for the one shot that could destroy Tamar's credibility forever. And judging by Toni's reaction, it might have worked. After that episode, Toni Braxton reportedly cut contact. No calls, no filming, nothing. She wanted out. Sources say she felt betrayed on a level that couldn't be fixed. Imagine hearing that your little sister, the one you helped raise, might have crossed that line. That's not something you just forgive over Sunday dinner. Tamar, of course, tried to fight back. She went live on Instagram, crying, denying, praying, and performing all at once. She said the rumors were evil lies meant to break her family apart. She even shared a video of her, Toni, and Birdman laughing on FaceTime, trying to prove everything was good. But the internet doesn't care about evidence, it cares about emotion. And every time Tamar defended herself, the public got more suspicious. Because if there's one thing people have learned about Tamar Braxton, it's that she doesn't handle accusations quietly. The louder she gets, the more folks think she's hiding something. Now, between you and me, there might be more to the story than anyone's admitting. Some people in the industry claim Tamar never actually slept with Birdman, but that she got too close, emotionally and physically. Too many private dinners, too many late-night studio sessions, too much comfort in places she shouldn't have been comfortable. And in Toni's world, that's enough to break trust forever. The Braxton family has survived cheating scandals, bankruptcy, health scares, but betrayal like this, it hits different. Because when your own sister might have crossed the line with your man, there's no going back to normal. So maybe Tamar Braxton didn't mean to hurt Toni. Maybe she just wanted attention, affection, or validation. But intentions don't matter when pain hits this deep. And that's the heartbreaking part. Because as the camera's cut and the lights fade, what's left isn't fame or fortune, it's a family that may never heal. By the time the dust started to settle, there wasn't much family left to pick up. The Braxton name, once tied to harmonies and hit records, had become the center of a full-blown public meltdown. Toni Braxton had gone silent. Tawanda Braxton was doubling down on interviews, claiming she had nothing to hide. And Tamar Braxton, she was out there, crying 1 minute and clapping back the next, trying to convince the world and maybe herself that none of it was true. But silence can be louder than any denial. And Toni's silence was deafening. She unfollowed everyone, deleted posts, stopped filming. The only word that came out of her circle was a whisper that she was focusing on peace. But everyone knew what that meant. When a woman like Toni Braxton says she's focusing on peace, she's really saying she's trying not to lose her mind. Behind the scenes, the sisters were being torn apart. Producers wanted them all in the same room for an emergency sit-down, but Toni refused. Sources say she told her team, family or not, betrayal is betrayal. The heartbreak wasn't just about Birdman, it was about what it revealed: years of jealousy, resentment, and quiet competition for Tamar. It was open season. Every talk show, every gossip page wanted her side. She sat in front of cameras with shaking hands, saying, "I would never do that to my sister, never." But the tears didn't stop the rumors, because right when she tried to rebuild her image, the old footage resurfaced her laughing next to Birdman, wiping his forehead like a doting wife. And in that split second, the internet decided she was guilty again. The deeper you look, the clearer the pattern becomes. Tamar Braxton has always been the loudest voice in the room, funny, emotional, unpredictable. But underneath that confidence is a woman desperate to be seen. Every shadow that Toni cast, Tamar tried to outshine. Every compliment Toni got, Tamar wanted double. And maybe, just maybe, crossing that line with Birdman, even if it was just emotional, was her way of saying, "I can be her equal. I can be her equal." Meanwhile, Tawanda Braxton was catching her own kind of backlash. Fans dragged her for airing dirty laundry that deep. You don't fix family problems by destroying family, one fan wrote. But Tawanda didn't flinch. She told one reporter, sometimes you have to tell the truth, even when it hurts. Except it didn't sound like truth, it sounded like revenge. Because if Tawanda really wanted to tell the truth, she wouldn't have waited until Tamar accused her of stealing money. She'd been holding that secret like a loaded gun. And when Tamar pulled the trigger first, she just fired back. No warning, no hesitation, no mercy, and caught right in the middle of it all. Birdman. He didn't say a word. No statements, no tweets, no interviews. Just the occasional photo next to Toni, head down, ice cold. But his silence said plenty. He knew what was being said, and he knew that every move would be judged. Insiders say Birdman tried to reassure Toni privately that nothing happened. But even if that's true, the embarrassment was too heavy to ignore. Because when your name is Toni Braxton, you've spent your whole life building elegance, control, legacy, and now the whole world's talking about your sister allegedly sleeping with your man. That's humiliation money can't fix. Weeks went by. Tamar Braxton started posting cryptic quote stuff about forgiveness, spiritual growth, being set free. But the comments underneath told the real story. People weren't buying it. Apologize to your sister, one said. You're only sorry you got caught, said another. Then came the moment that nobody expected. Toni Braxton finally spoke. Not in an interview, not on Instagram Live, but during a charity event in Los Angeles, a fan yelled from the crowd, "We love you, Toni." And she paused, smiled sadly, and said, "Love is easy. Trust is hard." That was all it took. The clip went viral in minutes. Everyone knew what she meant. She didn't have to name Tamar. She didn't have to say Birdman. The pain in her eyes told the whole story. Since then, the Braxton sisters have tried to move forward, but the cracks are still showing. Their family group chat? Quiet filming plans? On hold. Every reunion feels forced. Every laugh feels practiced. Because how do you rebuild when the foundation itself feels fake? And here's the haunting part. The piece nobody talks about. Some insiders whisper that Tamar Braxton never fully denied everything in private, that she admitted to getting too close, that it wasn't physical, but emotional, a blurred line born out of loneliness, attention, and old wounds. If that's true, then the story isn't just about cheating, it's about validation. It's about a woman so desperate to feel important that she crossed into dangerous territory, just to be noticed. Now, years later, what's left is silence. No more reality show laughter, no more sister anthems, just a family shattered by secrets and pride. And maybe that's the saddest truth of all, because the Braxtons were supposed to sing together, not fall apart like this. So the question still stands. Did Tamar Braxton really sleep with Birdman behind Toni's back? Or was she just a scapegoat in her sister's revenge? In a family built on talent and tension, the truth might never come out. But one thing's for sure when it comes to the Braxton sisters, the drama always finds a nick.